Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3. Yeah, looks like all the settings I pushed over because of some off-screen stuff I just didn't want to boot up Audacity for. So, greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Mac. This is Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail Arcadion Championship, except we're not going to do that immediately. I'm going to do an unrestricted party run of, where is it? Oh, I haven't actually reattuned yet, I'd better go do that. And I picked that out because I thought that it would be... I picked that out because I thought I could do it without having to leave the area, but nope, I have to go over there myself. So yeah, we're just going to be doing this in order to kill some time. Oh, I knew you'd come. At least I was hoping, Kupo. Not long ago, I had a stern word with the Muggles Guard about the dangers of turning pleasant fairy tales into disturbing reality. But they insisted the intimidating force that is Good King Mogulmog the XII, may his servitor judgment ever command our respect, is exactly the sort of savior we need. The Muggles Guard are afraid, Kupo. Afraid of how the force has changed, afraid of the never-ending conflict, afraid that we Muggles have no place in this new world. I'm scared of all those things too, but the thought of unleashing our royal menace upon the 12s would scares me even more, Kupo. Please, you must deal with them firmly before this goes too far. A measured thrashing, of course, nothing too brutal. You can enter the Thorn March here, through the tear I've made in the ward. Take good care, good fortune, and in the meantime I'll let the others know that the great King Mogulmog XII, may his reign end with minimal bloodshed, will be vacating his throne, Kupo! And you just nod stoically at me. Duty Finder has been updated with a new regular duty, Thorn March Extreme. One moment. Alright, we are back. The Striking Tree Extreme, now accessible. Let's see if we can do this on our own. I know there are some weird mechanics, but hopefully excessively high eye level is fine. Honestly, I'm pretty sure we'll just be able to blitz right through his health bar. Maybe we'll have a touch of trouble with the ads, but it shouldn't be too bad. The biggest problem about this fight, at least back in the day, is that there's now water on the outside area, so anytime lightning strikes, everywhere is taking damage. Oh. Right, it has that stun effect now. Alright, so we got the Levin Coffer, Thunderbolt Star, Thunderbolt Spear, faded copy of Thunderbolt's large Levin Orb. Alright, now that we've killed enough time, I can go back to Solution 9, I might as well use the return spell, and we can get started on, well, conquering the rest of the Arcadion. Someone's got to pay. So, in the last episode, we fought through all the remaining of the lightweights, and then most of the cruiserweight. Specifically, last episode, we killed the brute bomber, and found out that his best friend is actually also suffering. His best friend, who is the champion of this tier, is also suffering psychonecrosis. He doesn't care. He'll fight till the end. Worry is writ plain on Yana's face. Family matters. After what's happened, I can't help but feel worried. I'll see if I can locate Nayuni via her terminal. What? She's outside Everkeep. She's never gone off without a word like this. Something isn't right. I'm sorry, Buki, but could you help me find her? The signal from her terminal suggests she's somewhere in East Yaslunai. Well, we made it to East Yasunai. According to the signal, Nayuni should be in this area. Naomi, you had me so worried. What are you doing here? I'm sorry. Eutrope contacted me, saying she needed to speak urgently. We were supposed to meet, but she hasn't come. Forgive me, Naomi. I didn't want to use you, but I had no choice. Am I allowed to kill her this time? I might have to kill her this time. Eutrope, please don't do this! It's too late. There's no turning back. If you won't back down... then neither will I! And that's the one transformation she had left. She's got psychonecrosis now. From the start, I thought it strange you'd try to take another's life to save your own. But the truth is, you aren't trying to save yourself. No, you want to save the man you love. Not only him, every fighter in the heavyweight division suffers from psychonecrosis. Even so, they continue to trust the President. He saved them all in some way, helping them during dark times in their lives. The Howling Blade, Retsar, is no different. He'd choose to remain at the Arcadion than be with me. That's why I decided to act alone. If my friends were determined to fight until they died, I'd find a cure no matter the cost. Bad. Oh no, not you too! Naomi warned me this might happen, but I had to stop you. Honestly, I don't know what to do with a pair of you. Naomi. We're sorry, Naomi. There's no more need to fight. I think we can save everyone. A treatment for psychonecrosis that doesn't require Ibuki's soul. I believe I've found it. What? But I scoured all the data. There was no such thing. You looked at the data in the Arcadion's archives, I believe. But thanks to the people of Oblivion, I was able to gain access to external records and came across something called the regeneration factor. Regeneration factor? What is it? When one is ill or injured, the body naturally attempts to repair itself, yes? The regeneration factor is the force stimulating that recovery as part of life's design. Apparently, Lindblom scientists had researched a stimulant that enhances the factor. This is what we need. But that was centuries ago in another nation. Assuming the stimulant exists, how would we obtain it? There was a statement that claimed its formula was later determined. The problem is the formula itself wasn't mentioned. We'll need to investigate further, and for this, we'll need your help, Eutrope. After what I've done, I don't expect you to forgive me. But I mean it when I say I'm truly sorry. Eutrope! She's only fainted, thank goodness. We'd best take her home so she can rest. Eutrope's resting upstairs. Her psychonecrosis is quite severe, so she needs to stay until we can treat her. You should worry about yourself too, Yana. You've manifested the illness now. I'm sorry, Nayuni, but I couldn't just stand there and let Eutrope harm Ibuki. Honestly, I'd be more worried about me hurting her. I could have stopped her myself, you know. That's true, given that Eutrope has become weaker, you probably could have fended her off alone. I didn't need to intervene. You seem to be fine for the moment, but if you feel the least bit unusual, you have to let us know, alright? Now, even as we work on the cure, matches at the Arcadion will continue. That being the case, we should also try to convince fighters to retire. The first being Howling Blade, your next opponent. You have to save him, for Eutrope's sake, not least of all. How can we convince him when he's determined to fight until he dies? It so happens I have a plan. We'll confront him on a broadcast and challenge him to a wager. Whoever loses the title match will be forced to retire from competition. Ah, so we put on a public show to generate excitement, just like they do at the Arcadion. Exactly! With people's eyes on him, the Cruiserweight Champion would be hard-pressed to refuse. And once everyone starts talking about it, even the President would have to let it go ahead. But how will we do the broadcast? We haven't heard from Maytomi for a while now. The Arcadion wouldn't cooperate with us. We'll have to ask Honey for help. She hosts a broadcast of her own, watched by countless viewers. We'll use it to ensnare the wolf. I'll contact Honey right now. And she's on board. We're going to a lion wait at Mosaic. That's where Howling Blade is known to unwind before his matches. When he appears, issue a challenge and do whatever it takes to get him to accept it. I'll stay here and look after you, Trope. Best of luck to you! Mosaic is on the absolute other side of the city. Go figure. Oh, one other thing. I actually went and did some tombstone grinding on my own. We now have the bygone brass coat of fending, which just has been glamored to look like a Scion's jacket, so means absolutely nothing in the long run. But I do have it. Hun is just raring to go. Just give her the word and we'll set our scheme in motion. Ah, there you are. Now that all the performers are in place, it's time to steal the audience. Begin our broadcast. Hello, my obedient little bees. It's me, Honeybee Lovely, with a special edition, You skipped past that before I could finish. With a special edition of This'll Sting. Today we have a pair of very distinguished guests, the fabulously fierce Black Cat and the unstoppable upstart Ibuki. And goodness, do they have a surprise for Ibuki's next opponent, the valiant Howling Blade. Huh? What's this about now? Ibuki wants to say something to ya. The loser of our match has to retire. That's a very awkward looking ring on my finger. You have me taken aback, I must say. The notion that I would lose is laughable. But even if I should, I've no intention of retiring. Is the Wandering Wolf afraid of losing? You're naive if you think I'd play into your hands. That's weak for a champion, if you ask me. I'll bet he's really just afraid to lose. He clearly has no confidence. You're a champion, so act like one! Accept the bloody challenge! Mob mentality is never your friend. So this was their plan. At this rate, my reputation will be in shatters. Tatters. Fighting is everything to me. If you're demanding I wager my purpose in life, it's only fair that you do the same. So tell me, what gives your life meaning? I don't even need to think about what Ibuki would say. She's here to help people in need. You're a kind-hearted soul, but you can't help everyone, and sometimes people don't want help even when you offer it to them. In any case, if that is what gives your life meaning, that is what you must give up should you lose. If you agree, we have a wager. Did you hear that, lovely viewers? For their hotly anticipated clash, the two rivals are wagering their very purpose in life. This is not a match you can afford to miss. Well, we managed to pull it off, and it was in no small part thanks to the nearby customers. Did we do it, Miss Honey? Of course they were plants. Why wouldn't they be? Oh yes, you did extremely well. Thank you all so much for your help. So that's it, how it is. You really are something else. Well, the rest is up to you. For everyone's sake and Brute's memory, see it you send the Howling Blade into retirement. Right, all that's left is to win. Come on, let's head to the green room. Believe it or not, Yana isn't Honeybee Lovely's most popular ship, but we haven't seen the other part of that yet. We'll get to that probably. We will probably get to that this stream though. Alright, jump all the way over to the Arcadion and check to see if there's any new fans hanging outside. No, they're all the same as always. Actually, they might have something new to say. In case you have the wrong idea, the only reason I participated in that broadcast was to support the queen of my heart, Miss Honey. She may have retired as a fighter, but she intends to continue her career as a songstress. She needs my support now more than ever. Hello, Ibuki. As with the light and heavyweight tier before you, you swiftly climb the ranks of the cruiserweight division. At this rate, I dare say you'll be the grand champion in no time. Talented fighter and brilliant scientist, Wicked Thunder actually fashioned her ring herself using Electro. The city within was born from her imagination and recreated with holograms. Yeah, he says the same thing. It's a shame the Brute Bombers decided to retire, but at least he went out with a bang. Aye, breaking the rules, injecting all those souls, that's just his style. Still, I have faith that one day he'll make a glorious comeback. Enter the Arcadion. This is it, Ibuki, the Cruiserweight title match. Let's seize victory and continue on our mission. Yana would formally introduce the Cruiserweight champion. The Howling Blade is a worthy champion, but again and again you've cut through the competition. I'm confident you'll do the same this time. Right, let's take a closer look at your opponent. The lone wolf of the Arcadion, the Howling Blade. Before becoming a fighter, he was a hunter known for his unparalleled skill with the blade. Word ultimately reached the president, who recruited him to Ascension Arcadia. Owing to his good, clean looks, he immediately embraced as a babyface fighter, and he dazzles the crowds with his fantastical ring and blade of pulsating light. With the soul of Fenrir, a legendary wolf, he's able to unleash slashes that are as devastating as they are fast. You'll need to stay on your toes at all times. Now, march into the wolf's den, Ibuki, and show me you're more than mere prey. I remember on Reddit someone was sad that we never get our own introduction splash screen video, so they made a custom one using their own Warrior of Light. But for the background element, they actually used Azum's crystal. Anyway, we need to turn off our unrestricted party effects. Cruiserweight match 4. 5 minutes shouldn't be too long. So, what to do to kill time? I suppose nowadays we have adventurer plates to look at. So, which is almost like that, but yeah, it was just an interesting little aesthetic thing I was considering. I can hand in some quests while we're waiting. I hear the news. Well done, good lady, well done indeed. You have indeed been rewarded handsomely for your part in this. As you no doubt have guessed, Kageyama has been apprehended. His bodyguard, however, is nowhere to be found. I suppose in the end his loyalty laid only with Kageyama's coin. At any rate, the magistrate is safe, as well as the Eldan. What's this? Ah, I was not expecting to find you here as well. Lady Lilydew wished to thank you both personally for your assistance. In light of all that has happened, I thought it only proper she have an escort. So, you are the great adventurer who risked life and limb to save us. Uncle Lolorito has told me so much about you. Hearing of your daring deeds was inspiring, so much so I decided to set out on an adventure of my own. I've taken to writing travel literature, as you see, and someday the whole of Eosia will have the chance to read one of my journeys across the realm. Yet never in my wildest dreams did I imagine my yearning to experience new cultures and customs would take a terrible turn. Words fail to express my gratitude. Miss Lilydew, we were quite fortunate she was here to assist in your rescue, but would it be folly to assume fortune will always smile upon you, so? Your uncle is worried sick about you besides. Will you not consider returning home? There is so much I have yet to see, yet to do. If I were to leave now, I would have naught but this horrible story of kidnapping to fill the pages of my journal. It would be irresponsible of me to give my readers the impression that Hingashi is a land of savages unfit for travelling. As you might recall, there was a rather nasty incident at Noldar. Even our dear adventurer friend here was helpless to resolve. Surely you would not wish that to be the only tale of Uldar told here in Kugani? Alright, you've made your point. But why have you come all this way alone? Uncle Lularito tries to keep me from harm, but he has only succeeded in smothering me. I tire of being constantly coddled. That is why I left, to prove to him and myself I am perfectly capable of being on my own. If I know my uncle, he is likely requesting you hire guards for me, whether I choose to return or not. Well, tell him I refuse. Very well. Might I ask then that you pay me a visit when your journey has ended? Lularito is not the only one who worries for your safety after all. Yes, of course, I will be sure to bring many souvenirs and tales of adventure to share with you. At last my journey continues. Though there is still much of the world for me to experience, I suspect meeting the Warrior of Light will be one of the high points of my writings. King of the Castle. And he disappears as if he never existed. Wait, no, not the Waking Sands, it's... Maelstrom. And then we go to the Arcanist's Guild. Travel to Vespa Bay. Huh. I never actually had a look at any of these quests. I think they might tie into certain late game and level areas. Quote unquote late game meaning level 45 to 50. Greetings, Ibuki, though I would not discourage the company. Few cross the threshold of the Waking Sands on a mere whim. Dost thou require mine aid in some matter? The Lord of Levin was returned unto the forest. The sylphs challenge the Sahagin for swiftness of their summoning. In thine own account doth paint most vividly the image of Ramu's amplified energies. I fear the touched ones too dabble in the sacrificial ritual. Thy stern expressions bespeaks thine understanding. Even the denizens of the 12s would possess no immunity against Sessian manipulations. Once more are we reminded that only the lifting of darkness shall this primal nightmare cease to haunt us. We shall prevail, Warrior of Light. By the radiance of thee and thy companions, we shall prevail. Well, we've got a full DPS, now we're just waiting for a tank and 2 heals. You know what? Tuliolo is a fair teleport destination now. You know how it is, the moment you start doing stuff with actual continuity is when the queue pops. What did I say? AAC Cruiserweight Match 4. I haven't even seen footage compilations of the Savage version of the Phase 2 for this fight. I probably wouldn't like it though, because there are still mechanics.
Blade work and preternatural agility. He's the apex predator of the Cruiserweight division, the Howling Blade!
There are mechanics that Lone Wolf Howling Blade, as I was saying, there are mechanics that I can't even get the hang of with for this one. Okay, the other tank will take MP.
Let's begin, shall we?
Can the challenger defeat the wolf in his own lair?
Twin Tank Buster prone attack, so be careful. Well, not prone, but column.
I wonder if you can keep up.
Darn it, I messed up.
Such speed, it's as if there's a pack of them. A stylish evasion, well done.
Probably because, okay, the shadows show you which way he or a doppelganger is going to go. You want to... Yeah, this one is all about flashy attacks.
I do like toying with my prey.
Okay, this old nonsense. Please, healers, don't die. We're going to need you to survive.
Off a pack of wolves.
Shadow chase. Stand behind one of them and you'll be fine. Stand in the middle and you'll definitely die. Okay, these are just line attacks based on where they are, but Terrestrial Rage following up is a bit unfortunate because it targets people with a series.
Not bad. Not bad. But we've scarcely begun.
Back when this was new, you could absolutely see the enraged to that part because people just didn't really
Bear my
understand the
biting
mechanics yet.
wits! Still you stand. How delightful!
He's gonna speed up his attacks and throw extra things around just to be a menace. Keep in mind that ring out is now a very real risk.
Fenrir's
Because
power
that big...
can be wielded in
Oh,
surprising
this
ways.
attack. I don't like this attack.
Where did that colossal thing come from? He's put the Colossus to the sword.
Darn it.
Must have heard, but they're not out of the fight yet.
You're mine! Pack of wolves!
Behind one of those shadows, then immediately sidestep because there's going to be heads that do that. Combo group stack.
Try this!
And now this is a lot faster.
Oh no, that was too much for the challenger.
And then move to a corner. Move out of the way of the explosives.
The challenger's down. Is this the end?
Yeah, no, this one was rough back in the day. And okay, I'm at least justifying myself on stream. I used the tank limit break 3 because I could not trust that the extra damage wouldn't kill the healer as well. Because yes, it was targeting a DPS, but it's always possible that it could jump straight into the healer after DPS dies. But hey, You rarely
The match
ever
is
get to
decided.
see that
Victory goes
tank limit
to
break
the
3.
challenger.
Cruiserweight tier complete. Now the question is, people are here. I can throw out Commended.
It's all
I'll go for
over.
Viper.
Until next time.
I don't need any of this. I did get 2 commendations, so someone must have noticed that I saved the party with that limit break. You did it! You really did it! You're amazing, you know that? You were simply too strong for me. I gave my word. I intend to keep it. I will retire from fighting. With this, I've escaped imminent death, but I've also lost my purpose in life. Tell me, what am I to do with myself now? I truly do not know. Let's avenge the brute bomber together. The president has sacrificed the lives of countless fighters for the sake of entertainment and as good as killed my friend. I ought to despise him, I know. But as I said before, we owe everything to him. That's why we continue to fight willingly, even if it meant dying from our illness. You fool! You can't tell me that the brute bomber went willingly to his death. And there are people who care for you even if you don't seem to care for yourself. All this time, Utrope's been fighting alone to try and save you. What? She vanished without a word as soon as we developed symptoms of psychonecrosis. I searched and I searched, but I could find no trace of her. I was more shocked than anyone when she suddenly showed up and challenged Ibuki. Seeing how strong she still was, I assumed her symptoms had abated, and she had decided to resume fighting. Let me make it crystal clear. You've been using your debt to the President as an excuse not to face the bitter truth. And in doing so, you've lost sight of those dearest to you. It was in order to save you that Utrope went after Ibuki for her soul. She thought it was the only way she could be with you, who could see no life outside the Arcadion. I have no words. You're right about everything. The choices I've made have been out of fear that I would no longer be the Howling Blade. That's why I did nothing to stop my friend, even though I knew he was going to his death. Forgive me, Hector. I should have tried to save you, like they did. Thank you for bringing me to my senses. The President has done enough harm. I will help you to stop him. It's heartening to count the Howling Blade himself as our ally. The Howling Blade is no more than, from now on, it's simply Retsara. Let's continue talking at my gym. Utrope and Noyuni are there. They'd be happy to see you. Understood. There's one matter I need to attend to, so I'll meet you there shortly. Okay, do we have any new fans waiting outside the Arcadion, please? Ooh, yes, new fans. This can't be real. Sugar Riot is retiring. At least her final match with you was truly beautiful. I'm sure she was able to derive inspiration from it. I only hope that someday she reveals the works born from that battle for all to see. If it isn't the champion, your party with Dancing Grain was amazing! Why don't I seem sad he's retired? Simple, as long as there's a dance floor, I know he'll be there to burn it up. I'm sure he has no regrets, so why should I? It's better to celebrate and have a good time, baby! So, you're the new Cruiserweight champion? The person who forced Howling Blade to retire. I don't resent you for it, to be clear. He fought hard, but you fought harder. I merely worry how he fares. He who dedicated his life to fighting. I pray he finds a new path forward. There isn't a fourth fan because our third match was the rematch against the Brute Bomber. You know, I probably could have used the teleporter to get there, but it's not like it's going to change that much time consumed. Pardon me, but you wouldn't happen to be Ibuki, would you? The very same Ibuki who saved Solution 9? Oh wait, no, wrong voice. Aha, I knew it! You, my heroic friend, are in luck, for I'm granting you permission to test your might against my indomitable dummies. Usually they're used for military research, but I'm willing to make an exception for one of your talents. Nothing to say? Ah, of course, you've been stuck drum by my overwhelming generosity. Not to worry, for I shall ease you in with a thorough explanation. Once you've returned to your senses, come meet me in the outskirts. Enter Tritail's training. Pets are forbidden where I live, so I was hoping you could take care of these little ones. We'd be glad to. Naomi has been wanting to adopt a cat for a while now. She must be upstairs with Eutrope. I'll go and see how they are. May I come too? Of course, you and Eutrope have a lot of catching up to do, I expect. We have a situation! Naomi and Eutrope are gone! It's not another trick to get my soul, is it? Naomi wouldn't have taken Eutrope outside in her current state, and her terminal was left on the bed. Something's happened to them. Ibuki, the unenhanced warrior, for your contributions to the excitement provided by our sentient Arcadia, you have my utmost esteem. That voice is the President! However, I cannot suffer anyone to rewrite my script. And so, as a safeguard against further deviations, I have taken Eutrope and Nauni into my care. After some coaxing, my team divulged me that you wish to cure psychonecrosis. And it just so happens I know where you can find the stimulant you seek. The Drop of Life, it is called. What do you want from us? Two simple things. Ibuki must continue fighting at the Arcadion, and you must never again meddle with my script. Nothing needs to change otherwise. If you become Grand Champion Ibuki, a soul repository will be at your disposal, and I will even disclose the location of the Drop of Life. That is all. I look forward to seeing your exploits at the pinnacle of Ascension Arcadia Championship, the Heavyweight Division. So the President was a step ahead of us. One wrong move, and Eutrope and Nauni will come to harm. It seems we have no choice but to place our hopes in Ibuki. I won't let you down. Thank you. As your second, I'll continue doing my best to support you. As will I. I won't turn a blind eye to the President's depraved actions any longer. Never again will I let anyone be taken away from me. To think the President would stoop as low as to abduct Eutrope, convalescing as she is, and Nauni, a helpless child. We must do all in our power to get them back. And when we have, we must stop him once and for all. Deep down, I know that's also what Hector would have wanted. Okay, just checking I didn't accidentally skip a part of that. Sorry, I'll be fine. As long as we do what the President says, no harm should come to my sisters. Now, ahead of your campaign to become Grand Champion, I want you to prepare as best you can in your own way. Whether you train to hone your skills or rest to recover your strength, see to it you're ready for your next fight. I'm truly sorry to place so much on your shoulders, but you're the only one we can depend on. Please, come and find me here when it's time for the heavyweight matches to begin. Ah, Ibuki, I was hoping you'd stop by. Recount the Cruiserweight tier. If you've a moment, I would love to hear your first-hand account of your Cruiserweight matches. You impressed tremendously as before, overcoming one veteran fighter after another to become champion. My hands were clammy with sweat as I watched your encounter with the Brute Abominator, and to remember your triumph over the Howling Blade sends a shiver down my spine. Even so, my experiences as a spectator cannot compare to those you lived, and I yearn to hear the visceral particulars from you. Pray, spare no detail. Your words have stoked the fires of my imagination. Yes, I believe we can produce evocative new cartoons that pale not even next to Sugar Riot's works. For instance, what if your dance battle against Dancing Green had reached a higher fever pitch? What if the rambunctious Sugar Riot had allowed her art to run rampant, bringing works out of this world to life? And what if the Brute Abominator's savage onslaught had become savager still? What manner of hellscape might you have created? Finally, what if the Howling Blade had remained standing to unleash the full might of Fenrir? Oh, yes, I dare say the next chapter of Chronicles of the Unstoppable Upstart will be a bestseller as well. Thank you for taking the time to share your account with me. I look forward to witnessing your future exploits and hearing about them from you as well, of course. Cruiserweight Savage, now accessible. Yeah, as long as he's having fun. Feral Fandom. Yana regards you with a wry smile. Ibuki, I was hoping you'd stop by. There's something I wanted to share with you before heavyweight matches begin. Come on in. The kittens have taken to their new home, in case you're wondering. Still, I can tell they miss Hector, the poor things. I wish I could do a pet emote on them. I've asked Honey and the others to come as well. Before they arrive, let's have a quick refresher of the situation. You know, in case you actually had to wait 2 patches instead of dive straight into it. During your Cruiserweight campaign, we managed to convince several fighters to retire from the ring, not least of all Retsar, who was already afflicted with psychonecrosis. There was one who couldn't be persuaded though. Her. The brute bomber. I myself developed symptoms of psychonecrosis after Eutrope ambushed us. I got a little carried away using a feral soul stopper. There was a glimmer of hope when Naomi discovered the existence of a cure, but was dashed when the president took her and Eutrope hostage. He wouldn't allow us to deviate from his script. But in an unexpected turn, the president himself was aware of the cure, the drop of life, and he said he'd divulge its location if you would become Grand Champion. How did he learn all this? Where does he get his information? I've never met the man, so he's a complete mystery to me. That's why I wanted to gather everyone in order to form a better picture of who we're dealing with. Hello, my lovelies! We let ourselves in through the back. You never know who's watching after all. Hey, what's the occasion? We having a retirement party or something? Sorry, Han, but I haven't met the president in the flesh either. He only called me a few times to give instructions, and it wasn't him but Meta who came to recruit me at one of my performances. While he recruited Hector and me in person, all contact afterwards was via communicator. It speaks solely about business, never private matters. Same with me, I'm afraid. Dancing Green, on the other hand, is well acquainted with the man. After a fashion, the geezer has love for the theatrical. As a performer myself, we quickly hit it off and often had debates about the best way to engage the audience. While I believe the key is making folks feel good, he insists that they need to feel a measure of discomfort, and that's the job of a heel. 'Tis when the loathsome are laid low that the audience knows the highest high, and the fighters burn brightest, he'd always say. That sort of poetic justice has appeal, I'll admit. For proof, you need look no further than the frenetic crowds at the Brute Bombers matches. Whatever else the president may be, he's a damn good showman. Right, the president's personal life. All I know is, he traces his ancestry to Lindblom. Lindblom? That's where the stimulant for the regeneration factor was apparently researched. Well, what do you know? Unfortunately, I never got the opportunity to hear more about his past. The last time I saw the man was 3 years ago. 3 years ago. That would be around when Metem approached Honey. I wonder if something happened to the president that kept him from appearing in public. But with the limited knowledge we have, we can only speculate. So even between all of us, we hardly know anything about the president. Our play remains Ibuki becoming Grand Champion. Only then will the president share the cure's whereabouts. And if he goes back on his word, we can threaten to reveal the truth about the Immortalized to the public. If all else fails, we do have that hand, but if we're to use it, we must first rescue Eutrope and Nauni. So as not to endanger them, the plan will need to be discreet and foolproof, and I could use everyone's help. Can I count on you all? I'm offended you thought you had to ask. Of course you can count on us. We'll save Yana's sisters and give that rotten president a piece of our minds. I got along with the old man well enough, but I had no idea about his shenanigans. Art and entertainment shouldn't come at the cost of those who make it. Ain't that right, sugar? Thank you so much. With everyone's cooperation, we'll work to free my sisters while Ibuki continues her campaign to become Grand Champion. It goes without saying, but I'll continue supporting you as your second. Together, we'll carve a path through the heavyweight division. It seems we have our tasks. The rest of us will begin exploring ways to rescue the girls at once. So, there's about to be an Arcadion broadcast. It's a regular program intended for fans, so it might not help much with your preparation, but it couldn't hurt to give it a watch. Fans of the Arcadion and connoisseurs of combat, I bid you welcome to another edition of the Arcadion Hour. For today's special guest, we have the heavyweight fighter who shall soon be facing the unenhanced upstart Ibuki in the ring. Second most popular character of her update. Beaten by Nameless alone. The devilishly divine dominatrix Vamp Fatale! As indicated by her appellation, Ibuki has climbed her way up the ranks without the use of a feral soul. Should this upstart rise to become Grand Champion, they would be able to do as they please with the Arcadion Soul Repository, and it seems they intend to release all the souls. This would fundamentally alter the Arcadion, leaving it in a championship of unenhanced fighters. What are your thoughts on this? Don't make me laugh. The upstart would only bore us to death. Our fans crave spectacular battles that will blow them away. You simply can't get that without feral souls. So saith the lady, but what do you, the people, actually think? We hit the streets to find out! Fights without feral souls? What would even be the point? This is the Arcadion we're talking about. If I can't watch a muscular woman imbued with a beast soul squeeze the life out of her enemies like she's making juice, I'm not interested. The unenhanced warrior, just a novelty I reckon, there to drum up excitement for the championship. It was interesting enough at first, I'll admit, but the actor's gotten old and everyone's had enough of it. I know I have. Frankly, I despise the upstart. She forced the Howling Blade to retire with that outrageous wager for one thing. We don't need some outsider barging in and running roughshod over our traditions. Leave the Arcadian alone, do you hear me? Leave the Arcadian alone! See? No one wants her pathetic excuse for entertainment. That's odd. There should have been some interviewees who support Ibuki as well. Or perhaps not. You're next, darling. You've been a naughty, naughty girl. And I'm going to give you the punishment you deserve. Damn them! They clearly only show the interviewees that serve the president's agenda. This is Ratchet deadlocked all over again. I'm sorry you had to see that, Ibuki. But you have plenty of supporters out there. That's the honest truth. Forgive our sudden intrusion, but after the broadcast just now, we simply couldn't sit still. You're my hero, miss. I'll keep cheering you on, so please don't give up. There are many of us who feel the same. We believe in you, and we wanted you to know that. I get nervous whenever I watch you fight, but at the same time, I'm inspired, given courage. I don't get that from fighters who use feral souls. That's right, and don't forget, souls weren't even used in the Arcadion in the beginning. I bet the other fighters could also put on a thrilling show without enhancing themselves. Battles with feral souls are a spectacle, there's no denying that, but at the same token, it feels artificial. Your fights, on the other hand, are as real as it gets. It fires me up like nothing else, so keep your head held high. Keep fighting the good fight in the heavyweight division. Please, let me join your gym. I want to become a fighter just like Ibuki. Well, now we'd be glad to have such an enthusiastic trainee. I must warn you though, the training isn't easy. Why don't you come back with your parents for a tour first? See, you have quite the following. Even if there aren't any more feral souls, it doesn't spell the end of the Arcadion. Many people admire and support you. It's for them as well as you that you fight. It's for them as well that you fight. Once I'm cured, I'd love to come out of retirement and fight unenhanced myself. I believe the others feel the same. Is that so? Alright, we'll be there. This is it, Ibuki. The heavyweight matches are beginning. The teams ask us to meet him at the green room as usual. Oh no, we haven't seen Ibuki look that enthusiastic about beating someone up before. At least not as far as I can remember. I'm sure it's happened at least once. It was probably Lakshmi. Know that I'll have to kill your god if I have to. Maybe even if I don't. I might even kill her even if I don't have to. But yeah, Van Vital was actually second most popular. because at the time a bug happened. It added a level 1 antelope doe with absolutely no name to Coerthus West Highlands, I believe it was. And the memes were very strong about this thing. Very strong memeage. Okay, let's just have a quick check to see if anyone has something new to say. I've decided to cheer you on as the one who bested the Howling Blade. I hope you'll carry his love for battle with you in the matches ahead. Hey, unenhanced warrior! I better see you grooving in the heavyweight tier just like when you got down with Dancing Green. The beauty I see in your works is second only to that which I see in Sugar Riot's works. Oh wait, beauty I see in your battles. That's why I've decided to support you as well. Seeing as since Miss Honey is cheering you on, we, her loyal fans, are by extension cheering you on too. I was originally a fan of Wicked Thunder, but these days you're the one I'm cheering on, so don't let me down. There are so many people who believe in you, Ibuki. As your fans, we hope you become the grand champion. I'm waiting for the Brute Hummer's comeback. He'll barge into the ring unceremoniously any day now. I'm sure of it. But yeah, sadly, Nameless was patched out eventually because it was technically a bug, but still, it was ridiculous how popular that thing got. I'm going to give him some choice words about these interviews. It's good to see you again, my friends. How have you been? We've been better. What's the big idea with that broadcast? I'm sorry, it was the president's orders. It was all I could do to drop a hint that there were other opinions. The mass retirement in the cruiserweight division has left the president feeling threatened. Whatever he said before, he's eager to be rid of you. On the other hand, it's no use trying to convince the heavyweight fighters to quit. They've all been informed about their psychonecrosis and chosen to fight on of their own volition. It's because they've been told that if they defeat you, they would be able to use your soul to cure their affliction. That bastard and his lowly tricks. Victory is your only way through this, so what anger you have, I suggest you channel it into the ring. And before, as you did before, I have no doubt you'll make your mark in the heavyweight division as well. The Breathtaker. By the look in her eyes, Yana still smolders with rage. Just when I think I've seen it all with the president, he comes up with another underhanded move. If what Nitim says is true, we've little hope of convincing your opponents to quit. There's nothing for it but to stay the course then. While you fight to become grand champion, we trust in the others to rescue my sisters. If we can get the drop of light's whereabouts from the president in the end, we'll be able to save everyone. This is one that I have actually beaten in Savage, so I will have some extra things to say about her. Right then, let's take a look at your first heavyweight opponent. Van Fatale, who you had the displeasure of seeing in that broadcast earlier. She's a fiendish fighter who harnesses the soul of the Desmodont, a giant bat whose powers allow her to suck the life out of her opponents. Her biggest claim to infamy, though, is the fact she's a sadist. Inflicting pain brings her pleasure, and her ring is filled with apparatuses for that purpose. Mind your surroundings out there, or you'll become her plaything. So a win-win situation, right? Remember, you have plenty of fans who believe in you. So believe in yourself and show them the strength of the unenhanced warrior. Now get out there, give Van Fatale what for, and claim your first heavyweight victory. AAC Heavyweight Match 1 now accessible. Alright, so obviously we start queuing up immediately. But maybe I'll have enough time to make it to the arcade, because I actually want to check how well the gear dropped from this will match up against that. You say that, but there's a specific conversation you can have after beating this raid, and it made Honeybay Lovely cross Vamp Fatale a very popular ship. So heavyweight gear, exchange, disciple of war. Yeah, this crafted gear is exactly the same, so it can still skip over everything it drops. Was there anything else that I wanted? Nexus Arcade. This complex is filled with a variety of shops selling everything from food and daily necessities to personal vehicles. With so many floors and stores to lose oneself in, it's often jokingly remarked that the Lost Children desk is the busiest place in the entire arcade. Alright, well, you know what we do to get the queue to pop faster? We go to Tuliolo and we try and have a conversation with Wook Lamart. Seems Kawana's gone off somewhere. Sorry. Mr. Sabuki, it's always an honor. Val Kawana has stepped away to attend to a pressing matter, but he should join you within before long. This feels like a voiced cutscene to me. Weirdly, because of that zoom in on the torch, it feels like it should be voiced. I hope it is. Ah, darn it. Oh, you're all here too? Val Kawana summoned us, though truth be told, Alphanoevin and I have been seeing him quite regularly of late. He asked us to share our knowledge of Harnish culture, you see, in hopes of further strengthening your alliance. We of course were happy to oblige him. Krile and I were likewise summoned. Otherwise we've been carrying on with our work compiling information on the Golden City. My grandfather embarked on his investigation 20 years ago. With our report we shall now finish what he started. Lest you wonder, Thancred and Urianger have left to resume their tour of Tural. Ishtola, meanwhile, is back researching cross-rift travel. She was here just a few days ago to get Kawana's permission to investigate living memory. By the way, she mentioned wanting to take a look at the key in your keeping at some point. If the look she had in her eyes was any indication, I suggest you brace yourself when she comes calling. You'll likely be stuck with her for a while. But my Arcadion cues! As for Stinian, we know neither where he is nor what he is doing. Some things never change. My apologies for the delay. Think nothing of it. We took advantage of the time to catch up. So, what can we do for you? Hopefully present company is enough for whatever it is you need. The matter for which I have summoned you pertains to Alexandria. A state funeral will soon be held in Solution 9 to mourn the passing of Queen Sphene. King Gulujar and his administration have invited us to attend. Oh no! Uh-oh. I got a penalty. While certain issues remain unresolved between our nations, such as the treatment of Yasuraini, I see no reason not to attend. For generations, the Alexandrians lived without even the awareness of death. I wouldn't have expected them to have funeral rites still. Apparently, the members of Oblivion unearthed old records of ceremonies that were conducted in Alexandria of old. It was they who put forth the proposal that the Queen be thus honoured. Leave it to that lot to think of such things. I can only assume that after this cutscene it's going to throw me into a different area, which is why it did that. Cutscenes usually let you skip them. It's the thing. The people of Alexandria no longer forget the departed. They're being confronted with the idea of death for the first time. I suspect our friends wanted to do something for them. Though Sphene was but a simulacrum, she was nonetheless a pillar for her people. The pain of her passing must run deep. Indeed, a funeral will give the Alexandrians the chance to come together to express their grief, that they might overcome it. I wasn't sure at first, but I've decided to go. Not only to be there for Gulujar, but to put this chapter behind us. That I requested your presence was none other than to see if you would wish to attend the funeral. You knew Sphene as well, after all. I should go too. Because you consider yourself responsible for her demise, I take it. But that's not a burden you bear alone. Here's my idea. As Val, I'll attend the funeral as a representative of Tuliolo. Meanwhile, you can go in personal capacity and watch over the people as they mourn. I feel the rest of us should go too. Regardless of the reason, the fact remains we deprived Alexandria of a beloved ruler. It's only right that we remember who Sphene was, to her people and to others. So let us stand with you. Then it's decided. Let's head to Solution 9 and look for Gulujar in the back room. Okay, so no more main scenario progress while I'm queued for these roulettes, I guess. We do have tank queues, so I should be fine, but I think I'll look for minor quests to do. Crossroads. I guess they felt that they didn't want anyone to skip that very dramatic title drop. Though I too would ideally attend the funeral, given the circumstances, I think it's best that Lamachi represents us. Besides, I need to be on hand to oversee the city's repairs, which is taking longer than expected. When that work is complete, we finally look into installing new thrones. But Haftar's throne here still. It makes me feel he's close by. I'm quite happy for it to remain for a while. It's only half a throne, but I guess it is important. So, all the way out in the outskirts is where there's a couple of endgame quests we can do. Good evening to you. Anything I can help you with? Napikwe? Yeah, I know her well. She's something of a hero around these parts. Our guardian angel. She had just arrived when the tremor struck on a trail of some beast or other. Can't remember the details now. But I do remember when the ground started shaking and levin filled the air. It was she who guided us all to safety. Braved the bolts to drive back the beasts that were tearing up our farmsteads. Where is she now, I wonder? Last I heard she had registered with the hunters, but that was years back. She'd probably be retired now, or... No, she's still with us. She has to be. I wouldn't remember her if she wasn't. You should go and ask the facilitators solution up in Solution 9. They keep a record of every citizen's location. Tell them you're looking for an old friend. They'll put you in contact. There you are! I trust you've recovered from the shock of my initial proposal. Good. Now let me explain what this is all about. I am a researcher for Oblivion, namely in the field of electro-engineering. During Zorojar's reign, I survived within the ranks of his army by helping to research and develop protective materials. One of my main projects was these indomitable dummies, and as their name suggests, their durability is second to none. They were used to measure the offensive potential of an entire arsenal of weapons to great effect. But now Zorojar is no more, and peace has returned to our home. A preferable outcome, of course, but it does mean that my masterworks have been left to rust. And that is an affront to science I cannot forgive! Peace may demand that we set down our weapons, but the march of progress must go on. And so I grant you, who seems to possess might equal to an entire squadron of hardened troops, access to the Spire of Tural. Of course, I am more than willing to make adjustments as befits the magnitude of your power. As a woman of science, I can think of no greater honor than to have you testing the limits of my creations. You've given me purpose and you, Ibuki. I'll be here testing and improving the dummies when able, so you're welcome to stop by any time, if only to gaze upon my indomitable beauties. You now have access to the Spire of Trial, an expansion of Stone Sea Sky. Sweet-toothed sadist, femme fatale. Respectfully, fuck you.
Will you cry out in pleasure or pain?
I think the scariest thing about this woman in Savage is her auto attacks. There are certain parts where you're being hit with 900 different mechanics all at once that need party-wide healing, while still beating on the main tank. Exploding bats. Double tank busters.
This is my show.
She's going to mess with the arena like this. These are basically her DPS checks. In Savage, this part is a very complicated DPS check, but also every mechanic you mess up here is going to result in her getting buff stacks. If she gets too many, then it makes her attacks become way more advanced, way sooner in the fight. Don't overlap in these stack markers, it will kill you. Oh, I hate this pattern. If you do manage to kill it in time, then you get some extra time to beat on her, which is nice.
This is just the beginning. My faithful minions, give me your ether!
Crowd kill. Empowered by ether drained from the not so innocent.
Of their ether.
All of you will feed me.
They actually had to change the look of these telegraphs because Dark Knights were getting them confused with their own damage puddles. Yeah, they actually looked just like that damage puddle right there. Uh-oh. Find a safe place to stand? Insatiable Thirst is just a party-wide attack, nothing too messy.
You are a stubborn one.
Second DPS check.
To beg for mercy.
This is the part that killed me the most in Savage when I wasn't freaking up the mechanics, because she will still keep kicking you while this is happening. Also, the Gravediggers are very painful.
It's a veritable rain of death. Under down, can they recover from this?
Uh-oh. With a vengeance. Australian ping times are the worst. They actually add an extra mechanic to the Savage version of that, where you have to use ranged DPS to delete certain towers, otherwise they explode, but... Okay, she now has strengthened attacks.
I hope our dear spectators are feeling alright.
Your positioning matters more now. You can't just sidestep, you have to go the full distance of her entire hitbox. Also, the tank busters are much bigger. I don't know if you noticed that.
In pain lies pleasure.
And I need to point out a thing about Savage. It doesn't tell you how big those tank busters are, so you've got to pay attention to how many stacks she has, and if she picked up any more from earlier mechanics. Otherwise, you will be screwed up like, I have fun with Savage, but it is absolutely a brutal thing that I don't expect everyone to actually do. It also makes this shared group damage hit for more times, the more stacks she picks up. And for her Enrage, she will max out her stacks going from 8 to 16 and then hit you with one more sadistic screech that hits like a train. There's also a few more mechanics with the bats. Yeah, this is the point where we don't have that much of an eye level advantage over our opponents anymore.
On your knees, damn you!
I think one of the healers is suffering a little bit of lag. I just saw them teleport out of the deadly zone.
The match is decided! Victory goes to the challenger!
You know, it strikes me that there aren't any aura characters in the Arcadion.
It's all over. Until next time.
We have Elizin, we have way too many Makote, there's one Bunny, and a Lalafell. You know, the Brute Bomber was a hero, but we don't get any Rogadin or Aura. And there it is, your first heavyweight victory. I never doubted you for a moment, Ibuki. And I'm sure you heard them, but the audience was going absolutely wild. Oh, one extra thing about the Savage is that when you do get to that Enrage generating stacks, Mayhem will actually say, "How much longer can this go? I feel a little lightheaded," standing a bit too close to the front lines. Daring Devils. Yana appears to have something on her mind. Now then, there's a bit of time before your next bout. That's because your opponent originally would have been none other than Wicked Thunder. Eutrope. For reasons we know all too well, they have to call up a replacement, and who that is hasn't been decided yet. So let's head back to the gym for now. With some luck, Ritsara has made some progress on the rescue. Okay, so they won't be adding the Vamp Fatale fan as of yet. Darn. Because it's rather interesting, Vamp Fatale does actually have a business outside the Arcadion. It turns out that she's a chocolatier, which is why they call her Sweet-Toothed Sadist. How dreadful. That's the boy from before, but what could be the matter? Hey now, what's wrong? Your gym. They've wrecked it. What? Who? Why? Hey there, kitty cat. We made ourselves at home while you were out. You're the ones who did this! We heard this was the unenhanced kook's haunt, so we decided to drop by to say hello. You know, I forgot that he counts as one of the rabbits. What have we here? It's the dynamic duo who have taken tag team matches by storm. The Extremes! Could they be Ibuki's next opponents? The unenhanced warrior is a singles specialist though, so I expect she will be pitted against only one of them. Which brother will it be that takes to the ring? The older, cool and collected Deep Blue, or will it be the younger, fierce and fiery Red Hot? It'll be both of us naturally, we don't work any other way. Don't worry though, we'll tag in and out. It'll be a fair fight. You're cool with that, right? Come at me together if you like, that's the only way you can win. Big words, big shot, but we wouldn't break the rules, right bro? We wouldn't, but don't we always? No, we wouldn't! Oh, was that meant to be a secret? Ugh, not another word, are you? You've had a good ride so far, kook, but it won't go so smooth for you on our surf. You're gonna wipe out and wipe out hard. Maybe his bro there is a flesh-coloured Rogadin, I'm not sure. And there you have it, your next opponents. Please cease to your preparations and come to the green room, man. I'm sorry for this awful mess, there was nothing I could do to prevent it. This isn't a good time for a tour, I'm afraid. Would you mind coming back after I've sorted things out? The one day that we were going to do business, they decided to wreck the joint. Those bastards did a real number. Wait, where are the kittens? They're safe, thankfully. They sensed the danger and fled upstairs. I actually arrived earlier and witnessed them in the act. I was furious and wanted to stop them, but I feared it would draw the President's attention. Forgive me. I have news. We found a promising lead on Nauni and Eutrope's whereabouts. Truly? One of Honey's devoted fans is an employee of Ascension Arcadia. He divulged the details of the security at the company complex. Thanks to him, we now know that right after your sisters were kidnapped, they curiously doubled the watch in a certain area. According to Green, it's a plushy reception hall used to entertain important guests. In all likelihood, that's where the girls are being held. While security is tight, we have a plan to create an opening and mount a rescue. Sugar will use her magics to cause a commotion, which I'll exploit to sneak inside. That's quite a daring strategy, but I have faith he can pull it off. We will carry out the mission during your next match. If you do what you do best and put on a good show, the attention you draw to the ring would only aid our cause. So, you'll be pitted against the Extremes next. It reminds me of my own time fighting as a tag team with Hector when we were still no-name newcomers. What? Why have I never heard about this? Our signature move was the ultimate Mega Boom Kick. Hector would encase me in flames and send me flying at our opponents. Not only did it look impressive, it had some kick to it as well. Pardon the pun. Alas, we hardly drew any spectators, so management disbanded our team. We were still trying to find our place back then. But getting back to the present, like all tag teams, the Extremes will unleash powerful coordinated attacks. Take care when you face them. Well, I suppose we'd better head to the green room. The mess can wait for now. What did he call the move again? Ultimate Mega Boom Kick. Oh, actually, one thing before we go there. This hick bed's so comfy. What is your story, good man? Enter the Arcadion. Right, let's take a closer look at your opponents. Red Hot and Deep Blue, who formed the popular tag team, the Extremes. They're originally professional surfers who rose to fame with their feats at Solution 9's artificial wave pool. The brothers harnessed the souls of storm divers, great lizards capable of manipulating the elements to perform dangerous techniques. As you can probably guess, Deep Blue commands water, while Red Hot wields flames. I say brothers, but they're obviously not related by blood. It's just part of their gimmick. Having said that, they do make for a fearsome team. To echo Hertzlar, you need to be ready for their coordinated attacks. Once you've dealt with them, you'll be just one bout away from becoming Grand Champion. So get out there and give those gym wreckers what for. We'll see who's the one who wipes out. Duty Finder has been updated with AAC Heavyweight Match 2. Wouldn't it be awkward if I accidentally queued up for match 1 again and then we got Femme Fatale a second time? Alright, so what can I do to kill time? It's driving me mad! There are so many who believe in you, Ibuki. Since Miss Honey is cheering me on, yeah, these guys all seem the same. Right, there is one person we can talk to while we're still hanging around Solution 9. She would be here. Isn't it just like it? The queue pops the moment you find something else to do. I suppose they needed someone to sate the yaoi shippers.
On waves and flames they ride! The deadly duo, the extremes! This will be a tag team match of extreme!
Brotherly love. Determined to protect a brother in arms, will take a blow for said brother should he be in a tight spot.
My word, such form for the challenger! Oh, what fearsome flames! He set the ring ablaze!
I like Inferno.
Watch those fire puddles, they will hit you with a dot if you stand in them. And Diver's Dare is raid-wide damage, but it's also an arena reset. It will purge any fire puddles left on the ground, so that's nice.
The flames are spreading! At this rate, the challenger will be trapped!
I'll wipe you out. Hey, save some fun for me.
Deep Blues lost his cool. He's tagging in.
If there ain't a wave to ride, just make one yourself.
Sickest takeoff.
What an enormous wave!
He will dash off to the side, and then one area will be hit with an extra strong knockback. Do not get hit by that, it will kill you with a ring out. The downside is that he just ate my cooldown time.
This gnarly.
If it's a small one, make it to that side SAP because he does this big cone. Small one. Back the middle with you.
What a drag. Let's do this together, bro.
So yeah, that didn't take long, did it?
That grounds for disqualification.
They don't fight alone either, so it's only fair. The extremes fight as one.
Stand to the edge. And then back to the middle so everyone can target this stuff. So an important thing about this fight, unlike every other raid that has multiple characters, there is no loss to having them close together. In fact, they share health pools when one of them gets hit down to 1 HP.
Hey, check out this smooth teamwork.
Uh-oh. Also, water causes fire to explode. Be ready for those combos.
Truly, they're deadly.
And then Diver's there, double strong but still purging all of the damage bubbles. But yeah, when one hits 1 HP... Uh-oh. Okay, so this is going to be a chain of mechanics. I'm going to be tied to the Red Brother.
I'm saving this trick just for you.
But when one reaches 1 HP, the other will intercept all damage he takes. So essentially, you have to finish them both at the same time, that's all there is to it.
Bet you've never seen anything this gnarly. I'm live first.
We are definitely running out of safe places to stand.
If there ain't a way to ride, just make one
Yep.
yourself.
Almost there. Cover, protecting an ally.
The match is decided! Victory goes to the challenger!
I have seen at least the start to the Savage for this, and the amount of free space you get after he starts throwing down fire puddles, it's not a lot. You have a very definite chance of catching fire and having nowhere else to stand.
It's all over!
If you don't do positioning tactics correctly, which is the complicated part because they don't usually demand tanks do any complicated positioning because the bosses keep jumping to where they're supposed to be. You did it again, Ibuki! Even together the brothers were no match for you. Heh, seeing you humble those smug thugs really made my day. Serves them right for making a mess of my gym. Challenger and champion. Satisfaction is writ plain on Yana's face. With this, with more you've earned your title shot against the Grand Champion. You'll need to be more prepared than ever for that bout, but for now a good rest is in order. Let's head back to the gym. First Van Fatale, now both the extremes at once. You're incredible! I knew you'd beat those bullies, Ibuki. You look so cool out there. It ain't over till it's over. Not again. How will you fare when you have no simulacra at your disposal? At least Eutrope did it outside the city. Cowards. Curb stomped. Honorless curs! You are a blight upon the Arcadion. Be gone from my sight! It's the tyrant! What's the Grand Champion doing here? Indeed, you too can have this awesome car if you can complete Arcadion 12 Savage. Put up your weapon, challenger. A true warrior does not engage your opponent outside the sacred ring. I am the Grand Champion of the Ascension Arcadia Championship. And I know all about you, upstart. You think of yourself a babyface who brings change, but to me, you are a heel who would tear down our traditions. That's right, you're nothing but a villain. If you are resolved to destroy the Arcadion as we know it, it is only meet that you understand how it came to be. Listen well. It all began with the president's ancestor. The man was a noble in the kingdom of Lindblom, known for his love and patronage of theatrical arts. When the storm surge came to a head, he was forced to flee his homeland. For years he wandered the endless wastes until, in desperation, he sought refuge here, in the enemy nation of Alexandria. To his great surprise, the Alexandrians welcomed him with open arms, and the sight of them toiling hand in hand to build new lives, he saw a vision of that ancient paradise of myth, Arcadia. He longed to repay the kindness he had received, and at length found the answer in the fighting contests that the people enjoyed in secret as a diversion. Using the riches he had brought with him, he created a new form of entertainment, one that blends thrilling fights and gripping theatrics. Thus was the Arcadion born. Alas, it did not endure in its original iteration. As survival grew more challenging, it became increasingly difficult to host matches. Eventually they ceased to be held altogether, and Arcadion was all but forgotten. Don't worry, he's explaining how Arcadion came to be. And that is what FODs are for. The years passed, advancements in Electro brought stability, and the advent of soul technology a sense of security. For the first time in generations, Alexandrians experienced tedium. Wishing to provide the excitement they craved, the president revived the Arcadion and held matches that pitted recreated simulacra against each other. And when the people clamoured for fiercer fights, he satisfied them by introducing the use of feral souls. In this way did the Arcadion rise up to become the premier form of entertainment in Alexandria, and a pillar of our culture. This is the Arcadian's history, the legacy that lives on in its sacred halls. This is what you seek to destroy. Feral souls are the very soul of we fighters, and we will not allow an outsider to dictate our culture and take them all from us. Hear, hear! All hail the tyrant, the one true king of the Arcadion! You can satisfy people even unenhanced. Feral souls obfuscate the true splendor of battle. Exactly! More than a spectacle, I want to see a real fight. That's where the excitement lies. You may have garnered attention for fighting unenhanced, but in the end you are naught more than a heel intended to create excitement. It is your fate to fall. As you saw for yourself, the tyrants are forced to be reckoned with even when not using a feral soul. What's more, as Grand Champion, he has free access to the soul repository and can choose the best soul for each opponent. That makes it hard to offer advice. If we only knew which soul he'd use, we'd have something to work with. Anyway, let's get back to the gym. I'm anxious how the rescue mission went. Rastara and the others haven't returned yet. I hope they're alright. Ibuki's just making small talk to distract her. Yana! Leone, oh, thank goodness. I'm sorry, we weren't able to rescue you, Trope. We found the Uni in the reception hall, but there was no sign of Eutrope and no time to search for her. The kidnappers removed Eutrope's regulator when they abducted us, and then they took her somewhere else. Removed her regulator? That's what they do to the immortalized. Come on now, don't lose heart yet. Times like this, you gotta keep on grooving. Have some tact, will you? We're talking about their sister. No, he's right. Now isn't the time to be fearing the worst. It's already a blessing that Naruni is safe and sound. Still, I doubt the President will idly sit by in response. I'm worried what he might do next. You can rest easy on that front. We actually have a collaborator on the inside. Maton. We approached him without expectation and were pleasantly surprised when he agreed to help. He's contrived to make it so that the President doesn't learn of our foray in a hurry. Furthermore, Matame has an idea where we'll meet him. They never pronounce it, do they? Where Eutrope might be. He promised he would see her safely returned. The team did all that? Perhaps I misjudged him. Can we really trust him? I feel uneasy too, to be honest, but right now we don't have any choice but to trust him. Oh right, I have some good news actually. While I was locked away in the reception hall, I was able to access a terminal and retrieve some useful information. That is, the Tyrant's data. In the upcoming title match, he intends to use the soul of a behemoth. Not again! Why is it always Behemoth? Behemoth showed up in the previous raid series too. It's one of the souls that was drained by... I forget the name of it, but it's some sort of ethereal sea soul-consuming monster that relies on Soul of the Martialist and Soul of the Arcanist, but also just randomly uses Behemoth to throw giant rocks everywhere. The Uni, that's amazing! Ibuki will have a much better chance now thanks to you. I expect the preparations for the match will be finished soon. Let's head to the Arcadion. We can discuss the fight in detail there. It'll be over soon once Eutrope has been freed and you're Grand Champion. No one will have to fight with feral souls again, and those afflicted with psychonecrosis can be cured. As before, we're counting on you, Ibuki. We'll all be praying for your triumph. It seems Pom wants to join you. Perhaps she thinks Hector will be at Arcadion. Maybe she wants to cheer Ibuki on as well. Let's bring her along, eh? I mean, think about how many of the characters in this story arc of it, the Makoti. While we trust in Matame to keep his word, you must focus wholly on the title match. Become the Grand Champion, Ibuki, and free all the souls in Repository. For Hector, not least of all. An image comes to me, you're being crowned Grand Champion, and everyone you've saved are all there celebrating. Anxious about the title match? You got this, baby. Just relax and enjoy yourself, and before you know it, you'll be dancing the night away at your victory party. The Arcadion is Alexandra's biggest stage. I'm counting on your victory to make a dazzling comeback. Don't let me down, or I'll have to sting you. If the President is descended from Lindblom nobility, It makes sense he would know about the cure for psychonecrosis. If you can defeat the tyrant, we can save everyone! Right, let's make our way to the Arcadion. Given the huge publicity surrounding the match, there's bound to be some fans along the way. Why not take a moment to talk to them? I expect they'll have some words of encouragement for you. Speak with Yana in front of Tri-Tail's training and have her and Pom accompany you. My son and I will be praying for your victory with all our hearts. You can do it, Ibuki. You can beat the tyrant and become the grand champion. When I grow up, I'm going to become a fighter like you. Then we can form a tag team together and teach the bad guys a lesson. Ibuki, I can't believe your heavyweight title match is already happening. I have every faith you'll win and usher in a new era for the Arcadion. Now that we are connected to the outside world, our society has begun to change. It's only natural the Arcadion changes as well. So then I says to him, you'll never guess what turned up in the keep the other day. What shall I order? I tell you, my man isn't such a worrier. I'll be cheering for you, Ibuki. The unstoppable upstart is speaking to me. What an honor this is. Truth be told, I lost someone dear to me in the recent attacks. But as I was wallowing in grief, I saw you facing your foes entirely unenhanced. It gave me the courage to carry on. I'm not the only one either. There are many others like me who are inspired by your unfaltering figure in the ring, and to see you become Grand Champion would be the greatest inspiration of all. Hearing from the fans really fires you up, doesn't it? They inspire you as much as you inspire them. Come on, let's continue to the green room. We've been awaiting your arrival, Ibuki. And this is... She wants to cheer Ibuki on. That's not a problem, is it? No, certainly not. If you would please follow me. Fortunately, he's not going to lead us into a closet in the back room and then lock us inside. We aren't that similar to the Glitz Pit. Challenger and champion complete. Meow. Pom mews forlornly at the door. They still haven't cleaned up the graffiti. Iron Fist. Yana is ready to introduce the Grand Champion. Well, here we finally are. The heavyweight title match. I'm starting to feel a little nervous, I have to admit. Seems she wants to find her master, just like Urtsara said. It's heartbreaking. Right, better focus. I suppose this will be the last time for this, but let's take a look at your opponent. the reigning Grand Champion of the Arcadion, the Tyrant. Prior to becoming a fighter, he was a peerless hunter renowned for his master of all weaponry. In the ring, he wields an arsenal of arms and freely switches between them as the situation demands. Based on information Nayuni found, he'll be using the soul of a behemoth, a fell beast that possesses terrible strength and magics. In addition to powerful physical attacks, he'll unleash devastating whirlwinds and meteors. More than ever, you'll have to take care. Now go out there and win one last time. Claim the title, usher in a new era for the Arcadion, one where lives aren't sacrificed for entertainment. Arcadion Heavyweight Match 3 now accessible. Oh, I was just about to say, I wish they carried the music on between fights when you're sitting here, that you get a taste of what the upcoming music is. They do it for the championship match, that's cool. Iron Fist, the Tyrant. I love to call my biggest vehicles in Forex games or in Subnautica the Tyrant. Just a fun name to throw around, and it looks like I'm not going to be main tanking this because both healers agreed that it should go to the Paladin.
At long last, the decisive match against the Grand Champion!
Crown of Arcadia.
And seize the tyrant's throne.
First, I shall take your measure. Show me your footwork.
Okay, he is using the scar, he's using the scythe, stand in close. Everywhere but the hitbox
Once
is
again, they
obliterated.
slip beyond their opponent's reach.
That would be the axe, so it's going to be a point blank AoE.
Another attack evaded with a paw.
Void Stardust. This one is a series of blasts, so get ready to quick step out of the way. And draw steel, sword, vertical and horizontal slashes. Be prepared.
Behold, the essence of martial mastery.
And now he does weapons in a series. Sword, axe, scythe.
The champion's power is unmatched.
And the tether just shows you which one you can expect to be in which
There is
order.
much more to come.
Okay, scythe, axe, sword. His sword is going to be vertical to his direction, so its whichever point you just hit.
It has been a long time since I've enjoyed myself so.
Dance of Domination. This is going to be a series of damage attacks, but also with very last-second telegraphs.
Oh, it's Trinity time, folks. He knows
Raw
the
Steel
level,
Trophy.
but
I
he's
think I
never
need to be
tasted
close to the
it.
main tank for this one. It's a good thing I had Super Bolide ready.
No more holding back. Prepare yourself, unenhanced warrior.
Scythe.
I beg your pardon. What is he going to do with all those weapons?
Sword. Axe. Another sword.
Such ferocity! The champion is ruthless indeed!
And scythe. And now get ready for the double blast.
My reign is absolute. I will not lose.
The tyrant altered his form! He looks even more
The
tyrannical
one
than before!
and only.
Know the folly.
Meteor
The
Rain.
unenhanced.
This is going to be tank mechanics, so get ready. Intercept one of these tethers to maintain our needed rocks. And the healer intercepted a rock.
Vengeance. Oh, they're up! What fighting spirit!
I will not yield my throne.
Double Tyrant Annihilation. Get behind one of the double rocks.
What a display of power! He's unleashed the full might of the behemoth!
Make sure to split your team up equally. Oh no, oh boy. Yeah, make sure you split up your team equally,
Split the ring
because
in half.
if you don't have enough on both sides, then you're gonna have a bad time here. And proximity blasts. That is a bad place to stand. Okay, I think I'll jump across. No, you! Ah, darn it.
And they're down. Can they recover from him?
Okay, watch the direction he turns at the last minute here. He's facing us, we want to land on the opposite side. Because he rips up half of the ring and then throws it at the other side. I am now the main tank.
And now he's thrown the ring. Oh, what absurd strength!
Crown of Arcadion.
The ring shall presently be restored.
Oh boy! Yep, that was healer limit break 3 to quickly get everyone back up to this stack mechanic.
The Arcadion what it is.
Majestic Meteor again. Proximity damage markers, but here's the thing. He does this, so you've got to very quickly move away from where your safe spots originally were. Damage once more. And Crown of Arcadia just for the AoE damage. Great Wall of Fire. And then it explodes afterwards, so don't stand there for too long. Now the stack once again, but he's so low he probably won't even get a chance to use it.
Before your very eyes, a new grand champion is born! It's all over. Until next time.
Isn't it nice that we managed to become Grand Champion in only 3 raids? And now there's absolutely going to be no last minute twist that'll give us a 4th battle just like everything else. Ibuki has deposed the tyrant to rise up as the Grand Champion. Oh, what brings the referee out now? I'm pleased to see I was not mistaken about you. That voice! It's the President! None other, though this is obviously not my true form. I am in my quarters on the uppermost floor. A deal's a deal. Tell us where the drop of life is. It is here with me. Come, I shall give it to you. You have earned a personal audience. The drop of life? I haven't the faintest what this is about, but I'd better take a camera to capture these events. Oh, hi. What is that monstrosity? The Lindworm, legendary serpent of Eld and namesake of my homeland. By infusing myself with its soul, I have come to assume this form. The President has become this terrifying creature! And those people, why, they're the Immortalized! Trope. Metin, why is she? You promised you would save her. I'm truly sorry, but it seems he was one step ahead of us. You have served me well, Metin, but I have long been aware of your duplicity. Arrayed behind me are all the fighters who have been immortalized. With each feral transformation, their souls were ravaged until they ultimately met their demise, a pitiable fate. They shall make a fitting audience for the final act, here in this faithfully recreated Lindblom Theatre. No assist units. To use the bodies of the departed as decoration? This is pure depravity! People of Alexandria, in my mission to give you a more thrilling entertainment, I have given my very body and soul. I acquired the power of the mighty Lindworm and then sought to create fighters who could offer me fierce contest. Alas, all died prematurely, taken by a soul-consuming affliction. But at last they may know peace, for the one I have long awaited has appeared. With the actors thus assembled, the greatest show in Arcadian history may finally begin. In feverish highs shall all sorrow and tedium be swept away. This is unconscionable! How could the President do this thing simply for entertainment? Unenhanced warrior, know that you have merely become heavyweight champion. If you wish to be crowned the true Grand Champion, you must now defeat me. I'll defeat you, don't worry. That's the spirit. See to it that you spare no preparation. Nothing short of perfection will suffice to our performance. A shocking truth has been revealed and the final match has been set. How will this harrowing tale conclude? To think that the fighters were dying from using feral souls? Just because we wanted thrills? The Arcadion was my escape, but if I'd known the price for it... If this is the way it is, then our only hope is for the unstoppable upstart to win. That's right, let's all cheer her on against the evil president. Trope. Not you too, True Trope. Not you too. Glory incarnate. Yana is beside herself with grief. Deep down, I feared we might be too late. I steeled myself for the worst, but the reality was too much to bear. When I saw how the president exploited my sister and all those others, I tried to use a feral soul without thinking. I'd wanted nothing more than to fight with you, but I know I'd only hold you back, and it'd be a fool to tempt fate again with a feral soul. In his twisted mind, the president might think this is all just a show, but to me this is a reckoning. The Eutrope and all the fighters bring that monster to justice, Ibuki. Heavyweight, match 4, now acceptable. Upon claiming the tyrant's throne, you are escorted to the uppermost floor of the Arcadion, where you are at last granted an audience with the president. Yet what meets your eyes is the horrific sight of his soul-imbued form, the serpentine Lindworm. Arrayed behind him is a sickening display of the fallen immortalized, sacrificed in the president's bid to create a fighter who could contend against him. Now the stage is set. To avenge the victims of his sinister script, you must rise to become the true grand champion. You must stop the president once and for all. Oh, okay, sure. Fast pop. Tank privileges, you know how it is. AAC Heavyweight Match 4.
It's the shocking true face of the villainous president, the mighty serpent of yore, the Lindworm!
Brace yourself, Glory Incarnate, the Lindworm. This is a pretty hardcore soundtrack.
Never had a choice, never let the ops win. Calm them nerves, got the whole world watching. Ready, set, go, ain't no stopping. Shit, light it up.
The president must pay for his crimes. Give him what for, champion!
The Fixer, grade-wide damage. Bloodshed. Watch which hand he's currently forming, because it's going to follow up with a very nasty attack. No warning time, so you've got to know which one it's actually firing off. Stand behind the giant dragon head.
His arm is slithering out! Oh, that's disgusting!
Stay away from the bloody puddles because they are going to get bigger. Cruel Coil! Okay, now this one might be a bit messy. He pulls everyone into the center. Your objective is to get out. He always turns clockwise, I believe it was. Yeah. Clockwise, the rest of his body is solid, you can't get around it. What a smart heal. What a sneaky entertainment heal, I guess, because he knew he just had to get out at the last second.
Once again, they slip beyond their opponent's reach.
Double tank busters. Bloodshed, he summons his arm, he's gonna swing with it. Grotesquerie. Okay, everyone gets a debuff. And Ravenous Reach goes off, so get behind the head. Move into position.
Another attack evaded with a club.
And now AoEs on everyone because of the debuff. And now 2 bloody arms at once. Feral Fission. Be careful!
His arms are snaking round the ring. What's happening?
Fate of the Worm, bound to the earth, cannot jump. Stay away from the heads. Because they spit venom. And now, knockbacks.
Score has lashed on to the champion. No panic.
Whip. And here comes the head. And then Goop. And then spitting venom forwards at the end of the die roll. Ah, darn it, I messed up my combo. Left side. Splatter Shed. His arms are back to semi-normal. Cruel Coil once again. Okay, my attacks have gotten desynced from No Mercy, so I need to wait on the next time that one pops up. Grotesque. But also with these blood puddles around, so perfectly timed. Bloodshed. Left swing. Bloodshed a second time. So you have to be wary of the puddles and Serpentine Scourge at the same time, like that DPS wasn't. Fixer. Feral Fission, he's tearing up the arena again. 10% health, we can do this. Bringing down the house. And they skip that phase because we've gotten his HP just that low, huh? The Fixer.
Could the Lindworm's regeneration be out of control?
This is the desperation phase. We've almost won, but this is not a
The
checkpoint.
Lindworm's completely healed. What outrageous regenerative...
Mindless flesh. Next time he will cleave the other half of the arena, so be ready.
Is there no limit to his regenerative capacity?
Looking at the walls around me, closing in, I think what's it gonna be? Choice. When calm and nerves got the whole world watching.
Tyrant is definitely messier.
Unbelievable! The champion's done it! The president has been defeated!
Like Tyrant, you have to know about him tearing the arena up like that to avoid that attack. Plus there's mechanics that the tanks have to be on top of, and I don't think my co-tank was as familiar with the fight as I was, ironically. We can get the grooving green minion! Red mage for throwing out that limit break, I guess. Fortunately, this isn't Binding Coil of Bahamut. There isn't a secret 5th raid that shows up at the last minute. You did it, Ibuki, just as I thought you would. Now tell us where the drop of life is. We won't allow anyone else to die. That which you seek lies before you. The ether yielded by the Lindworm's heart is the stimulant for the regeneration factor. Now set aside your grief, for Eutrope and the other fighters have not perished. Everyone can still be saved. Everyone, except the president. What? Everything has been part of the president's plan to produce the cure to psychonecrosis. When the first fighter was diagnosed with the disease, the president was utterly shaken. He cursed himself for ever introducing the use of feral souls. Determined to find a cure, he turned to the treasure that had been passed down through his line, the egg of a lindworm, a creature known for its phenomenal regenerative abilities. After much experimentation, he ultimately extracted the soul of the unborn beast and took it into himself, and although he transformed into a monstrosity possessed of the preternatural regeneration, he sadly could not use his power to heal others. To make matters worse, that power meant he was forever locked in its serpentine form, so it was that he was forced to confine himself to this mausoleum. For a small blessing, his Regulus still allowed him control over the Arcadion's devices. He could remotely operate machinery. That was how he was able to make contact with me and convey his intent. To sacrifice himself and have the cure made from his heart. Alas, the Lindworm was too powerful. Even the Tyrant proved no match, and the Arcadion remained in operation as the search continued for a warrior capable of defeating him. Those fighters who developed psychonecrosis had to be retired and put into a deep sleep, a cold stasis to keep the disease at bay until they could be cured. It was for this reason that Eutrope was kidnapped. The President lamented subjecting more souls to the disease, but for want of other solutions, he could only press on with his plan. If that's the truth, then why didn't you tell us? The President was nothing if not a showman. He dedicated his regrets, his desire for atonement, and indeed his very life, to bringing greater thrills to the masses. In doing so, he would promote fiercer competition and give rise to ever stronger fighters, one of whom he hoped would rise up to challenge him. It was to keep the competition running that the disease was kept secret, and though many fighters showed promise, it seemed as though no one would ever transcend the Tyrant. That is, until you appeared. From the moment he saw you, the President was certain you'd be the one to defeat him. All he would need to do was spur you on, and to do so he cast you as a rebel who would tear down the Arcadion, and himself as the greatest heel it has ever known. The man couldn't help but turn everything into a spectacle. It's so absurd one can't help but admire it. So this entire time we've been puppets in the President's play. We spent too long talking! Confound it, he's already recovered! We'll help too! It's no good. Everybody, listen up! The questions can wait. Right now, I need all of you to channel me, your ether. Use it, Ibuki! Our combined power! Ultimate Mega Boom Kick! We need to finish him now. You fought well, champion. Leave the rest to us. The President confided us in a long while ago. We've been acting according to his instructions. It was my duty to serve as the Challenger's final test. And to ensure their hands would not be sullied. was the battle of a lifetime, yet we without feral souls. But Arcadian's future is bright. Hector, I thought you were gone. That you died after becoming that fiend. I thought the same. But then I woke up again, and I was myself again. The team explained everything after that. The president had given me less potent souls for that bout. Then his people restored me back to normal. I've been resting in the Arcadian's infirmary ever since. But when I saw what was happening on the broadcast, nothing could keep me from coming to help. I might have pushed myself too hard. Forgot I had this little disease. Right, with that, we should move everyone to the infirmary immediately and have the cure created. I shall personally tend to matters here. Every soul will be saved, I give you my word. And since I wasn't able to interrupt the moment, and here comes the brute bomber with the steel chair! Heh, had a feeling it'd play out like this. For all his quirks, I knew the old man couldn't truly be a villain. I have to say, I'm a mite miffed that Brute stole the spotlight, but I'm glad everyone is safe. Try not to encourage the verdant dancer, he's already smug enough as it is. I watched the broadcast from start to finish. You were absolutely amazing, Ibuki. Though it's taken some time, you've inspired me to change my view towards souls. Like Yana, I've decided to remove my regulator as well. By the way, some people from the Arcadion dropped by earlier to apologize for the president's deception. They even helped to fix up the gym. It's been quite a whirlwind of events, but it seems the worst is over. All that remains is to pray that everyone is cured. Sometime later. I'm pleased to say that the treatment was effective. Everyone has made a full recovery from psychonecrosis. Him and his cats. The symptoms are completely gone. I feel like myself again thanks to the cure. And of course to you as well, Ibuki. Yana has told me all. Words do not suffice to so much to show my gratitude. But please accept my thanks. Yeah, mine too. I owe you one. Before setting off for their homes, the heavyweight fighters and those who were in stasis also expressed their heartfelt gratitude to you. And it'd be remiss of me not to do the same. Thank you, Ibuki. I, meanwhile, must apologize to everyone. Though it was to conceal the President's plan, the fact remains that I deceived you. I am truly sorry. And here I thought you were the true mastermind. Me, the mastermind? You give me too much credit. Not the imagination you've to conceive such an audacious plan. That said, I did work behind the scenes to ensure all went according to script. In light of this, perhaps I could be considered the mastermind? In the end, everything is as the President hoped. Wherever he is now, he too would be doubtless overjoyed. He sacrificed himself to save us all. Another debt I can never repay. The President actually had one last wish. Those who still bear love for the Arcadion, even after everything, continue to fight and bring excitement to the fans. He really had us all figured out. It's as if we're still dancing in the palm of his hand. Lest you wonder, I've arranged for the souls in the repository to be set free as you desired. Never again shall feral souls be wielded in the Arcadion. You wouldn't be able to after revealing all that on national television anyway. From now on, matches will be only fought between unenhanced warriors. The upstart's revolution was a success. This means, of course, there are none at present who could offer you contest. Until our fighters have become strong enough, I'm afraid we won't have any matches for you. I was looking forward to defending my title. I think I speak for everyone when I say I'd love to face it unenhanced. I won't stop training until I'm ready. Now then, there is to be a crowning ceremony for the new Grand Champion. Naturally, it can't begin without you, so pray come along to the green room at your earliest convenience. We are definitely rolling over time, but I think this is a special occasion worthy of it. We can't just end the Arcadion series without doing that final cutscene. The ceremony will be held in the very ring we fought in. It wasn't all that long ago, yet somehow it feels like an age. But come, everyone's already out there waiting. Make sure you're dressed for the occasion because all of Alexandria will be watching. Begin ceremony in your current attire. My fellow citizens, we are gathered to recognize a new Grand Champion in the Arcadion, an unstoppable force of nature who tore through every obstacle in her way. Please join me in welcoming this radiant star to the stage. The woman who boldly ushered in revolution, the unenhanced yet undefeated Queen of the Arcadion, Ibuki Miyoda! Hold it right there! It's a farce that you're Grand Champion! I refuse to accept it! Oh my, the brute bomber has barged into Ibuki's ceremony again? Does the man never learn? I demand a rematch. Just you and me, unenhanced. Not so fast. Watching you get tossed aside by Ibuki would hardly be entertaining. I'll be your opponent. Black Cat has leapt into the ring. I dare say this should be an even match. With the president no longer with us, it falls to my humble self to authorize matches. And on this occasion, I am pleased to approve an impromptu exhibition. Let this be the clash to christen the Arcadian's rebirth! She's the claw that gleams in revolution's shadow, the rebel that prowls the dark, Black Cat. He's the man who's been to hell and lived to tell the tale, the incorrigible, reprehensible brute bomber! I did it! I beat the brute bomber! Sorry for spoiling your moment with that charade, but we wanted to kick off the new era of the Arcadion with a bang. The team came up with a last minute script. I agreed to join in. Retired fighters have been returning as well, eager to fight in unenhanced matches. We're all going to do our part to keep the Arcadians exciting. And as you may have already noticed, everyone's decided to remove their regulator. That's because we won't be needing souls anymore, feral or otherwise. Meanwhile, since you have no equal, you've been granted the title of Eternal Grand Champion and entered into the Hall of Fame. You're already a legend, basically. Now, though you may not be able to fight, we'd still love to see you, so don't be a stranger and drop by at my gym or the green room from time to time. As much as I hate to admit it, we played into the president's hand from the start, but it was only because you were the protagonist of the script that we could bring the tale to a happy conclusion. We truly couldn't have done it without you, our unenhanced Grand Champion, so please allow me to thank you again. We're forever in your debt. The Ring's Reprieve. So we have one copy of Grooving Green, one copy of his sunglasses, and the Ring Reprieve orchestra and roll. Ah, if it isn't the unenhanced Grand Champion herself, to what do I owe the honour? Recount the heavyweight tier. Ready to share your experience of the heavyweight tier? Wonderful, I've been waiting with bated breath. More than one shocking secret about the Arcadian came to light with your rise as Grand Champion, it is true. But as before, your matches are where my interest lies. And what matches they were! Even now I vividly recall the excitement of your thunderous clash of wills with the tyrant. And just when I all thought it was over, the monstrous Lindworm emerges to offer you fiercer battles still. Truly, each and every one of you encounters have left me utterly enraptured. And so, as often I look to draw off my latest tale, nothing should please me more than to hear from the woman of the isle herself. Pray, tell all, friend! Amazing. Yes, simply sublime. Your words have set my imagination running wild. For example, what if Femme Fatale's spectacle of slaughter were even more gruesome, her weapons even more wicked? Or if the Extremes coordinated attacks reached new extremes? If the tyrant were able to harness even greater might from the behemoth, what carnage would he have unleashed? And finally, if the Lindworm's regeneration knew no cease, it could revive itself from the minutest essence. Could it ever possibly be defeated? Yes, with this latest chapter, I dare say the Chronicles of the Unstoppable Upstart will become a masterpiece for the ages. I thank you for regaling me with your visceral first-hand account. Now I understand that you will be unable to take the ring for the foreseeable future, but please take heart. For in my works, the epic journey of Ibuki Miyoda, unenhanced Grand Champion, shall continue now and forevermore. AAC Heavyweight Savage now accessible. The current endgame. There's one. So now that we've completed the Arcadion raids, we can see all of the Arcadion fighters around the city if we know where to look. There are two specific ones that I want to catch, and hopefully I can figure out where at least some of them are. Oh, there's also the fans, darn it, but I don't want to start next fight with the... Oh. Okay, we talk to everyone here, we see if we can find Honeybee. I know where to look for Van Fatale. You not only lived up to my expectations, you exceeded them! Wicked Thunder and Black Cat have returned from retirement, so I think I'll also focus on supporting them once again. It's the unenhanced Grand Champion! I was saddened to hear that you won't be able to partake in matches for a while, but as your loyal fan, I'll wait for the day I see you in the ring again, no matter how long it takes. The Brute Bomb is back! He'll return the fire that's been missing from the Arcadion, even without a feral soul. Miss Honey is returning from retirement as fighter. With her broadcasts and concerts on top of that, it'll be hard for we fans to keep up with everything. How will Sugar Riot choose to express the inspiration you gave her in your match? It's all I can think about. Hey, Dancing Green's making his grand return to the ring. Now the party'll never end, baby. To think the Howling Blade and other fighters were suffering from a terrible soul-ravaging disease. You have my sincerest gratitude for saving them. Oh my, the unenhanced Grand Champion is speaking to me. Congratulations on your victory. And thank you for inspiring us with your feats in the ring. It truly saddens me I won't be able to see your unfaltering figure in matches for a while. In the meantime, I do hope to draw courage from watching the other fighters who now do their best to battle unenhanced. I had faith that you would usher in a new era for the Arcadian, Ibuki. And I'm thankful you did. Especially now that I know using a feral soul can trigger the onset of such a horrible disease. It's truly a relief that matches will now be fought between unenhanced fighters. And what's more, I've heard even those afflicted will make a full recovery and eventually return to the ring. The Arcadian's future has never been more exciting. I wish to retract my statement from earlier when I called you a novelty. You withstood Van Fatale's punishment, and not many could say the same. I should warn you, the Dominatrix has amassed a sizable fortune from her cosmetic and confectionery brands. She's one of the most influential people in the city. Try and act high and mighty now as your Grand Champion, and you might not like the consequences. I'll be damned, you really did change the Arcadian. Suppose I can still see muscular women duking it out though. Plus there's the extremes will be up to all sorts of madness as usual. Heh, maybe shows will be even more thrilling now everyone's fighting unenhanced. I'll give this new era of the Arcadian a chance. Ugh, look what you've done to my precious Arcadian. Ugh. Fine, I will acknowledge that this change is for the best. It wasn't right that fighters were getting sick from using feral souls. But just so you know, the tyrant isn't finished with you yet. He's out there, training as hard as he can so he can beat you someday. So let's see. I think Honeybee Lovely hangs out around here. I know that somewhere on Reddit there was actually a post compilation of all the places you could see them pop up at. Actually, wait, maybe she's inside the green room. We can go check there. Nope, it's just the Brute Bomber and Meatum. Ah, Ibuki, what brings you to the Arcadion this fine day? Should you have anything you wish to discuss? I shall be happy to oblige. I have nothing left to hide, after all. How fares the business? Oh, quite well, my friend. Contrary to our initial fears, the audience has only grown since we ended the use of feral souls. Each day, nigh every seat in the house is sold out. This unprecedented success, we of course owe to you. Your nail-biting bouts give the people the taste of thrills that unenhanced battles have to offer. Even now, in this Arcadion Reborn, fighters vie for victory, seeking to ascend as the first Grand Champion. Come to check up on us, Ibuki? I'm giving Hector a hand before his match. Actually, that's a lie. I'm here to see the kittens. This order refuses to let them leave his sight, bringing them even to the green room. Anyway, there was something I wanted to tell you. I've decided to use my next off-season to visit the world beyond the barrier. I've always felt cramped inside this dome. I look forward to seeing what's outside it. What do you want? If you're here to mock me, I've got a match coming up. I'm trying to focus. Scram. Wait, we worked pretty well together using that coordinated attack before. Well, if you're eager to form a team, I don't mind teaching you the secrets of the technique. Okay, I have one other place to think of for looking for Honeybee Lovely, but if that fails, then we just go straight to finding Femme Fatale, because I do want to end with talking to her. It was all the way over here. She might be at the Mosaic. Some of them aren't in the city. Some of them actually hang out outside the city in the outskirts. Actually, you know what? I bet she might... Oh wait, no, there's Honeybee Lovely. This popular cafe is found in Solution 9's commerce sector. The races of Alexandria are named after stones, and calling the shop Mosaic was in acknowledgement of the colourful work of art that is created when people get together. Hello, my obedient little bees. It's me, Honeybee Lovely, with another edition of This'll Sting. Today I have something special planned for you at Mosaic. Oh, but if it isn't my dear friend Ibuki, I'm currently doing a broadcast. Won't you join me? Come, my dears, say hello to the unenhanced Grand Champion. If you'd like to see more of her, be sure to stay tuned. So, I know that Femme Fatale is in one of these rooms, one of these residential sector rooms. I think when I usually go looking for her, I start here and she's not in that one, so this time I should start with 911. As dangerous as a word as might be to say. Ah, found it in one. Femme Fatale's apartment. My, how naughty. Coming into my apartment uninvited. Are you so eager to be punished? I jest. The one truly in need of punishment is that impudent girl, the one called Honey Bee. She's become quite full of herself lately. Someone needs to discipline her properly. Thoroughly. And it so happens we are to match each other next. I wonder, how will the little bee scream for me? Yeah, that one little conversation spawned a lot of honeybee Vamp Fatale for shipping. So anyway, we have actually finished up with our time in the Arcadion. Next time we tackle a Final Fantasy stream, I probably should go into the main story. But part of me also wants to queue up for Alliance raids and to go into that story because that's also kind of cool, and I don't know how well my queue times for that will pop. But either way, that'll be a thing to do next time, so until then guys, take care, I'll see you all around.